Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Yasmin. I a lot of stuff on this channel, so yeah, that's a bit of information about me. But we're here to talk about how to improvise. How do we do it and what is improvisation? But if you haven't already, go hit the like video down there. I think it's on there somewhere down there. Comment on what you want to see. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell every time YouTube then notifies you every time I post a video. So, which is like once a week. So, without further ado, let's get in. Okay, so what is improvisation in dance? Well, so funny you asked. Improvisation in dance is where you improvise and make up in a dance. So it's not really choreographed material, it's more like a dance that you make up as you go along. And in this video we are going to talk about how do we even approach that, because I know for a lot of my dance girls out there and dance boys, it is a big hard thing to do. It is scary if you've never done it. If you tried it and it's scary, I hope this video is gonna bring that level down. I'm also gonna scooch back because I feel like I'm very close. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking about today, and let's talk about it. So I'm gonna give you 16 tips on what I do to help my improvisation and a bit about improvisation itself. So what is improvisation and how, why is it any different to choreographing? So when you see people performing, it could be like a ballet show, it could be a show that you put on, it could be a show that you've watched, it could be like Swan Lake, it could be The Nutcracker, it could be Matthew Bourne. Anything like that, they have choreographed material, and choreographed material is material that they have made up over time. So you start with an idea, you have the idea, you develop it into material number one, where these are ideas about what you want to do. Number three is where you have the beginning steps of a dance, and then number four is where you've elaborated it, repeated it, and added moves that you feel fit with that, So it's been prepared, it's been through a long process to get to where it was. Improvisation. It does not have any groundwork, it just is simply you being you, you come up with moves on the spot, and that can be really scary for some people, and I know I didn't get it, but I know that a lot of people I know are scared of improvisation because they're scared that they might freak out, they don't know what to do next. But in this video we are going to learn how to avoid that and how to improve that. So that is technically what improvisation is. So let's talk about my little tricks and tips for y'all. Number one, relax. It is not an exam. You don't need to worry. No one's watching you, unless you film, obviously, but with filming you can also delete it if you don't like it. Relax, it's chill. You're still learning about it. All of us are at different stages, obviously, so you don't judge yourself to others, which we'll talk about later in the video. But relax, there's nothing to really stress about. It's more coming from what you know as a dancer and how to put that into your dance. So that is number one. Just don't stress about it. There's nothing to stress over. If there is, feel free to name me out there. Number two, do not critique yourself. Like I've said, we're all at different stages in our dance careers and dance backgrounds, and it takes a long while to get yourself into improvisation. Don't expect to pick it up just like that. It takes time. It does definitely take time, and you need to be prepared to take that time. Take the time to learn and practice improvisation. It doesn't just come overnight. It takes your time. And don't critique. We have a natural instinct to critique ourselves if we do something wrong. I'm not always the case, but don't critique, It's just, if you mess up, that's fine. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, we're all practicing, we're all learning. So, yeah, don't critique yourself every time you do something wrong, because that is not going to help you very much. You just gotta, if you start to critique yourself and you're noticing that you're critiquing yourself a little bit too much, maybe just take a step back and think, why am I critiquing myself? I'm still learning. Take some breath and get back practicing, because practice always makes perfect. But in my world, perfect does not exist. So, number 3. I feel like this is a very, 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 very important one that many people miss. Listen to the music before you attempt to dance to it. I cannot stress this enough, people. I have seen with my own eyes people go, I don't have to improvise, you just put on a piece of music and improvise it. No, hold is me. To even attempt improvisation, you need improvisation. You always need music. I mean, not always. You can help in silence if you want to, but can be tricky with silence. Yeah. Listen to the music. Throughout the day is when I usually do school, do work, So I have that music in the background, and if I hear that song that I like, I will like it, and I will listen to it, and I will listen to it, and I will listen to it until I have that kind of ingrained in my brain, when it's too ingrained, because then you're gonna it's my favourite song, you want to dance to it over and over again. Kind of backfire. But get the beat, get the rhythm, get the timing, get that kind of rhythm into your head, you know the lyrics, you know the song, you know what beat comes next, you know roughly how long it will be, because what can happen if you're improvising? You could say you're in the middle of a jump and all of a sudden the song's ended and you have no idea how to end it, which can happen. I mean, I've had that happen to me, because I used to do that when I was still learning to improvise. You have to listen to the music. You need to know how it starts. You have to see if there's a rise in tempo. You need to see if there's a rise in the speed, or fall in the speed. You've got to know what that song is going to do throughout the dance. So look, if it's kind of an intimidating song, you've got to know to upgrade your dancing to that kind of level. If it's a soft lyrical song, let your body flow, let your body do what it needs, Yeah, just let your body flow. Go with the music. Because that's what I say that I think most people do, is they don't really listen to the music first, so they just go ahead and attempt it. And they think, that's pretty good, I improvise. Yes, you improvise, but did you improvise well? Did you listen to the music? No. Should you listen to music? Yes. Listen to the music 2-3 times over until you know the speed of is, what the song is like. Now for me, I listen to the lyrics, because the lyrics will then link in with the moves, and the moves will then go along with the song, and it all just come together. I'll talk about that later. And number 4, be you. We all the different types of dances. I mean, I don't think any two dancers are the same. I don't think any two dancer has the exact same technique, style, etc. So when you're dancing improvisation, you're probably going to think about other people and how they dance improvisation, that person can improvise really, really well, why can't I, It does take practice, and one of the most important things in dance, especially improvisation, is to be you. If you're blending in with other dancers, what's making you special? You've got to be you in a dance. And if the audience is noticing that you're being you, they're going to like it a bit more than if you're just being plain old dancer, which I think is very important. Be you. It's just speak with the heart, and speak it through dance. So that was number 5. 4. Wrong 4. Now wrong 5. Concentrate and remove all the distractions, because that is just a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. So, put your phone away unless you're using music. Turn off your notifications. Turn off, maybe close doors. Close anything that is going to distract you when you're improvising. We're going to now take it to improv. So when you improv, I think it's very, very crucial that you put away those distractions, because they then make your mind think, and you're thinking, what's that notification? Like, maybe I should worry about it. And then you're gonna have all these thought processes and going, I'm worrying about it, should I worry about it? I don't know. And you're just gonna be in that mindset. You need to be in the mindset of, I'm dancing, I'm improvising, improving. I'm not feeling it right today. And yeah, that's. I lost where I was. We're on 6. Not really, yeah, we're on 6. Warm up. Warm up the body, because in improv, you are most likely going to make yourself come up with new ideas, which happens to me quite a lot, which I'm not quite surprised about. I know that some people in the improv, like, they get confused and they get kind of like, what do I do now? Type thing, you know? So warm up the body, make sure it's warm, make sure it's stretched out, make sure that your body is ready to like come up with all these new ideas. And also when you're dancing generally, you should have warmed up. Like, it is a safety hazard if you do not warm up. So warming up will relax the body, it will help with like your mindset, and also will help with your thinking about what kind of moves can I do in my dance, etc. Now, number 7. We're nearly halfway through. I have my notes. Here we go now. Number 7. Eye contact and don't be shy. I feel like with improvisation, a lot of people hold back with it. They're like, I'm not ready now. I don't know what to do. It can seem scary. I agree, it's quite a scary thing to do, especially if it's your like first, second time of improvising. I can't relate improvisation, it is improv. And also eye contact. When you are improvising, you look at the camera, look at the audience. That is what's going to get their attention to you. If you are looking at them, they're going to be like, oh, she means business, you know? And I think that is kind of a crucial one. People who are shy will not look at the camera. They will be like, and you can see straight away when I'm doing that, we don't want to look at the camera because they're so shy. Let me show you what happens if you look at the camera. It instantly engages you as an audience, and you want to see more, and that's what I think is quite crucial. And don't be shy. You know, we're all learning, like I've said, and feel free just to be you. You know, lots of people are going to be like, oh, people make it improv. Ignore them. Focus on yourself. Like, why focus yourself on hate when you can focus yourself on the good and improving? Number 8. It's okay to copy. It is totally okay to copy. I mean, no one's really gonna know if you've copied like a bit of dance, you know? I mean, if it's pretty famous like Swan Lake, then they are gonna know, unfortunately. But if you've seen like tricks or combo online, it is a really good idea to take that stimulus and use it in your piece until you fully understand the way of improvisation. It's kind of like dancing back, you know, but if you can't do that step by step, then use some stimulus to help you out to understand the way that can work. Number 10 or 9, I think we're on 9. Face and emotion. Okay, like I was just saying earlier, with eye contact, Face and emotion will engage the audience a bit more. So if you have, let's say, quite a strong song, you have quite like intimidating song, you want to give an intimidating face, like, you know. But if you give a happy face with a intimidating song, it's not gonna work. But if it's like a happy song, obviously it's a happy face. If it's a sad song, maybe a sad face. The emotion, for me, I think, is the icing on the cake. If you don't have the emotion and you don't have that thing that brings you in and engages the audience, it would help. It would really help engage that audience a bit more. And it helps with the storyline as well. It really helps, you know. If you're dancing without an emotion, it can feel bland, it can feel plain, it can feel samey, etc, etc. So using an emotion throughout a dance does help. Because if you're, I know that when you're jumping, especially, your emotion can go, and especially when you're turning, your emotion can go. But if you try and keep that emotion and remind yourself every few minutes, emotion, it will really help with the storyline and help you through dancing. And even if you mess up, your emotions there just to help you out, you know. Yeah, you know, the emotion is quite important. It's quite. I think most people try and ignore emotions. Oh, I don't need emotion for dance, you know. My dancing does it, but it doesn't really need it. People will go. Your face is like what most people are going to be looking at. They're not going to they might look at your arms, might look at your legs. But they're going to be looking at your face, and they will see through your face if you're enjoying it. And if they're enjoying it, they'll enjoy it. Do you know what makes sense? If you show the emotion through the story, it will engage the audience much more than with a plain face. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's tip number 9. Ooh. Number 10. Woo. Okay, number 10 is be in the moment. Why be in a moment? Because your mindset in that moment, when you're dancing, your brain is going to be thinking about dance, going to be thinking about what moves come next. You're just going to also enjoy it much more if you're in the emotion. in the moment, I mean. Yeah, being in the moment is much better than if you're thinking about, let's go for example, if you're thinking about what's happened in the day. Say you've had a bad day and you're thinking about that event and you're dancing, there is a higher risk of injuring yourself, there's a higher risk of you not thinking about it, and there's a higher risk of when you're dancing, improvising, you're not really going to know what to do if you're not thinking about what the next step will be, what the next move will be, because improvisation is very important to your mindset. It's one of those like things that you need to be concentrating in. You need to have that mindset of thinking, I've done this move already, what do I do next, you know. It's that type of thing that you need to always think, and if you're not thinking about it because your mindset is elsewhere, your improvisation rate isn't going to go that far. So try and be in the moment as much as you can. I know that sometimes it can be a bit challenging because you don't know like how to be in the moment. I think one way to get into the moment is maybe take some deep breaths before you try and improvise, and think about the improvising, listen to the music that you're about to improvise to, and just try and not think about the day that might have happened. Try and think about the now, which I know comes in hard. Every time you have your mind elsewhere, bring yourself back into the moment. So that's tip number 10. Number 11. So tip number 11 is don't forget turns, jumps, floor works, you name it. Anything that you know. But I think with most people who do improvisation, they do very they do this, they do that, they do leg work, and then it can get samey, and then it starts repeating. So don't forget to do some turns. If you know a turn sequence, try that. If you know a few jumps, try that. It's okay to have one jump, you that's fine. Repeat that jump, do that jump as many times as you feel like you need. Also, do floor work. And I know a lot of people are scared of floor work. Trying to get back up off the floor can be a challenge. Like, there are many ways to get onto it, but getting off of it, so many of me. So don't forget to do those like moves that you know and have learned and that are kind of like second nature to you. If you know those skills, add them in. Like, I will talk about later about what to do if you've used all those skills on you, all those movements in hand. Then what you do next is you don't want to freak out. You don't want to be like, oh no, what do I do next? I've already done those skills. So, and feel free to just like experiment, because I experiment all the time. I experiment with what my body can do. Like, I experiment all the time to see what move I can create. And I'm trying to learn some new moves as well. Like, new moves when you add them to improvisation. It's always good, Try and add some new moves. But don't forget the basics. The basics will really help with the groundwork. If you know roughly an idea of the tricks you want to involve, what kind of choreography you want to involve, what kind of movements and dynamics you want to involve them, because that's very crucial. And another one, which I think is quite important, is travelling. Do not stay on the spot in the centre, in the back corner. Move yourself around the studio, around the stage, around your dance area. Move. Because if you're just staying in one place, going, what are they doing? Why are they staying in one place? You wanna be like, oh no, she's going from one angle. Oh, the way she travelled to at the corner was good. That was impressive. And that's what you want. You want to be travelling. You want to be moving the dynamics. You want to be changing the space. You want to be changing the height. I think that is quite crucial. Move. Don't forget the basics, and do skills that you already know. Yeah. Next one. It's okay to mess up the improvisation. All of us do, all professionals, all big dancers, even I do it, we all mess up in improvisation because we don't know what to do, we all can run out of ideas at some point. None of us have the capabilities to do lots in one go. So it's okay to mess up. If you do a trick and you mess up, that's okay, restart. Because with improvisation, you're literally just experimenting with dance, and you can really play around with it, It's not like choreography. It's very different to choreography. With improvisation, you just go with what feels right for your body. Go with what you want to do. Go with what you think your body wants to do. And if you have that, then I think that's what's going to really help. So it's more than okay to mess up on many occasions. We all do it. It's all natural. And if you mess up, it's okay. Restart. Take a breather and start again. It's completely fine to mess up. So that is tip number 12. I think it might be on. I lost count. But yeah, shall I go on for the next bit? Okay, this is my big top tip. You are going to see a lot of dancers online. You're going to see a lot of them around you. You're going to then go, she can improv better than me. Why can I? She can do it. She has really great flexibility. Why don't I? I think you need to take a step back. And if you are really comparing yourselves to other dancers, is that really going to help you improve? Because I don't think if you compare, you need to focus on yourself. Like, that can sound a bit selfish, but if you focus on you and what your body can do, it will put you ahead. We all have thoughts, oh, she's better than me, he's better than me. Practice is going to help. It took me 5 years to get my F split. I still haven't got my middle splits, but I'm not going, she can get higher than me. I'm going, the mindset is very important when you come to this kind I'm working on it. I'm still gradually getting there. I will take my time, and it's okay if I'm a bit behind. You know, we're all at different levels. We're all at different stages in our life, and it's fine. It's not fine to compare yourself. It is not fine, because that is just going to not do you very much good. So don't compare. Do not compare yourself to other dancers. Focus on yourself and you only. So those are my lovely top tips, and I asked some friends of mine and some people on social media to ask me some questions on improvisation. So let's get to those. Okay, number 1. How to make a movement link. So, how do you make a movement link? Well, so I might stand up for this one. So, say you've just done some arms like this, right? You want to maybe expand. Let me just pick up my plate. Okay. So if you've just done some arms like this, or you've done kind of this type of thing, the way to make it link is maybe add some leg work, maybe add some body work. So if your arms are here, you could do that, and then think about what you already know. So you could go up and down, and then if you know a bit of ballet, you could obviously go into that. If you know a bit of hip hop, you could go from that. And then if you want to completely change it, go up, and then you could just like try and invent stuff as you go along, because it doesn't really matter about choreography. It kind of make it up as you go along. So let's just make the chair a bit more. If you've, let's say, done a kick, I'm doing this time, so done a kick, and you're standing there like, no, I'm not going to do a kick. You could go onto the floor. You could bend your leg onto the floor and do some floor work. Or if you've done a trick and you just come up, what you could do, and you don't want to stand here like, okay, what do I do now? You could reach forwards and up. Try and link any part of your body with another part, or pair them up. So what I usually do is I pair this hand with this leg, or I can do this arm and this leg, or this, my core and my face, or my head and my chest. So what I can do, if I was up here and I'm standing, you go arm, arm, and then reach down, and try and think about what next in the choreography. You don't want to go, now what? You could go swivel. There's many options in improvisation where you just make it up. So you go up, swivel, kick. It doesn't matter what you do. So yeah, it doesn't, just experiment, nothing is ever perfect. I can watch back my dance videos and be like, I could have done that better, I could have done that bit better, We're always going to critique ourselves, no matter what. So trying to find the movement of that link. Know your basics as well. Know that if you're good at turns, use your arms to go into the turn. If you're good at jumps, use your arms and jump up. If you're bring them down and into floor work, or into acro, or anything that you know. Using your basic skills and knowledge will help you as well. So let's go into question. Okay, now next question says, how do you not look like you're lost once you have no more moves? Good question, Abby. Good question. It is completely, and it is more than fine to repeat yourself, It is completely fine. I think I do about 3 cartwheels and do about 1 dance if I forget. I might do a couple of turns that I've already done. I might do maybe some shiny turns that I've already done. It's okay to kind of like repeat. And if you've done a kick forwards, maybe do a kick forwards. If you've done a kick sideways, try it forwards, maybe we haven't done arabesque, do an arabesque. I think if you get lost, try and, even if this is going to sound weird, try and keep carrying on even if you have no idea what you do. Even if you like, you could just like walk around one circle, you know, until you think about what you do. You could turn that one circle into a turning circle. You could try jumping randomly up in the air. Like, as long as you make yourself like you're not lost, it helps, you know. Try not to get lost in the face, even if you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Try and like physically look like you know what you're doing. So as you're thinking, think about what haven't I done. It's okay to repeat what I've done. Maybe I could elaborate that move that I did earlier a bit more. I could try this new trick that I've tried. One trick, I will give you this, one trick that I now have is a chin stand. I never knew that I could do that, never ever in my life. I was improvising when this happened and I was like, I can do this on my elbow, so why not try it on my chin? And it just happened just like that, you know? So I think as I got lost, you kind of just experiment a bit more. Maybe, because with improvisation, no one's watching you, and you can just, it doesn't have to be a whole song, it can be a bit of a song. You know, it's pretty relaxed with improvisation. You can just be you and experiment with what you can and can't do, you know. So that is that question. I hope that helped. I'm doing some that. Why improvise and what is better about improvisation and choreography? Well, coming from a person who can barely choreograph. I mean, I can choreograph sometimes, but if I need to, but I'm more of an improvisation dancer, if I, it's probably what I would say. I can improvise better than I used to, I'll put it that way. Doing choreo, it can get very samey. It can get quite samey and it can get quite boring if you repeat it tons and tons of times. I think more so with improvisation is you can like switch it up yourself. You can change the dynamics yourself. You can change the height, you can change the trick, you can change the way it moves. You can do a lot of things. But what I love personally about improvisation is that you just be yourself. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. I feel like improvisation is showcasing your talents and your abilities in dance, you know. And it's a time where you can kind of experiment with who you are as a dancer and what you want to achieve. You know, you can learn tricks whilst improvisation. You can think about a combo to make and put that into an improvisation dance, because no one's going to know that the combo in an improvised dance is added, you know. So when I improvise, I think about the music, I think about what moves I want to add so that you have a basis, you have an idea at some point. You can practice it 2-3 times before properly doing it if you're filming it, obviously. And kind of just let your body go with it. And I know that probably sounds like, how the hell do I just let my body go with it? Like, your body will know. For me, I'm lucky enough that it just happens. For me, I think I've always had great musicality, and it's obviously gone into my dance. It's gone into my dancing. Yeah, it's, if you listen to the music, it does help, you know? So yeah, that is that question. How did I know that I was an improviser, not a choreographer? Well, I never took a single contemporary dance lesson in my life. I took modern for like 2 months. I have a gymnastics background. I used to competitively do gymnastics. I Obviously still do ballet, and I do contemporary on my own. So how did I know I was improv dancer rather than a choreographed dancer? Well, when I got myself into contemporary, God, I think I was about 13, so a long time. I started mainly with my ballet. I remember being quite a ballet improver. I always used a lot of ballet music. I always kind of choreographed with ballet music because that's what I knew. You know, you start off with what you know the technique. Then you also look at TV shows, you look at YouTube, you look at TikTok, you look at all your social media, and and you see like improvers, and you see dancers, and you think, that's a cool move, I want to try that. And then when you try each move over and over again, and you get better and better, it kind of helps, you know. But how do I know how to improv? I have always, like I probably just said this, I have always had a great musicality growing up. It was just one of those things that I was gifted with, I guess. I can hear beats of the music that some people don't hear. I was like, how did you hear that? And I was like, if you listen to it very quietly, you can probably hear beats, you can probably hear different tempos and speeds. And I just find it easier to let my heart speak in improv dancing rather than choreography dance, because choreography, I feel like it restricts you and your ability. And when it's choreographed, by other people, you're like, I can do this, I can do that, you know. So I grew up with a lot of choreography around me. You know, I was always around choreography. And then I watched the next step, actually, in fact, and I saw that I think they had one of their challenges on one of their episodes to try and improvise. And that's when I first knew, I want to try this. I want to try this. And looking back at those old videos today, I'm like, how did I tell my friends I'm a very good dancer? We all start somewhere, you know, it's all a beginner. So yeah, I grew up training myself to know the music to try and improv, and I will tell you a lot of times where I messed up. Like, it happens, you know, it's natural for us to mess up. And when I messed up, I took a break. I was like, I'll try a combo, I'll try something new, I'll try some tricks that I had. Maybe I'll try a cartwheel into some turns, or a back roll into where I stand up and do something with my hands. You know, it's very unlimited in what you can do. So always thinking about what comes next is also very helpful. So that is how I knew that I was an improver. Okay, next question is how to get tricks fast. Well, good question. Look at some videos online and look at some tutorials on how to get those tricks. I will probably make some future of how to do these tricks, but start easy with the tricks. You know, you can learn a cartwheel. You can then add that into your improvisation and know that you're going to add a cartwheel. You can even add a roly-poly. No one's going to go roly-poly, you know. Try to make it as cool as possible. So getting tricks fast is, there are 3 main rules. 1, repeat it. 2, practice it. And 3, don't disguise yourself if you can't get it the first time. Like, I have been trying to get a backwards walkover for 5 years, 3 years, and I wanted to try it 3 days ago. And I obviously tried it on the couch, tried to kick over, and I only realised I was not very good at it. But that is a process, you know, it's going to take time, you're going to have to do those exercises over and over. So that is one of the ways to get tricks. Oh, it's practice. So, I'm gonna okay, so that is my tips, questions, and stuff answered for you guys. I hope this video has helped. If it has, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't, press that thumbs down if you didn't like it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notifications bell, subscribe if you haven't already. I think that's all of them. I don't know, because there's so many buttons you have to press. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. It does mean a lot, and I hope to see you next time.